What's up, guys? So we have a brand new behind-the-scenes look at Avatar: The Last Airbender on Netflix that's nearly 4 minutes long. And I've been dying to get into this. It actually came out as soon as I posted my last video, and I really loved the excitement down in the comment section. As soon as I posted my last video, everybody was like, there's a new clip! You gotta get to it! And so I'm happy that you guys are just as excited as I am. Today, let's watch this thing together, and then let's break it down and keep this hype train alive. But before we dive in, smash like, and if you're new here, hit subscribe, because if you're watching this, you're clearly an Avatar fan. I have an Avatar hat on, and so it all just kind of works. But let's watch this whole video and see what's going on. Okay, it's called Bringing the World to Life.
I don't know where this will all lead, but the one thing I do know is I'm the Avatar.
Heck yeah, you are, Aang.
The story of Avatar is an
Albert
epic
Kim.
fantasy set in a world inspired by Asian folklore and legend. And the people of this world can manipulate the 4 classic elements in a process called bending.
There are
Dude,
4
look at that
nations,
earth bending.
the Air Nomads, the Fire Nation,
Oh,
the
sick.
Earth Kingdom, and the Water Tribe.
Wow.
The 4 nations used to live in harmony, but everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
She
Have
said
I
it.
not led us to the brink of bringing the entire world under one rule, our rule.
Gosh, Ozai.
That's what it means to fight. a
Yo,
war.
I'm sorry. There's a lot more footage, like new footage in this than I was anticipating. I'm sorry. A little overwhelmed. Okay. Let me readjust here. Okay.
And the only person that could stop them is the Avatar.
Saw Jet for a second.
The Avatar, if you've seen him around, he's the little bald kid with the arrow.
It's me, the one person who can master all 4 elements.
And it's his responsibility to stop the Fire
Dang,
Nation from
dude.
conquering the world.
Gordon looks great.
Because of everything that the world has gone through, Aang is just a beacon of hope. If the world is gonna have any chance, it's gonna need Aang.
Right. There goes the savior of the world.
The cast looks like you pulled them straight out of the original.
Daniel
My
Dae
name's
Kim
Gordon
certainly
Cormier,
does.
And I'm gonna be playing Aang. He's a fun-loving 12-year-old who has a responsibility that he doesn't really want. How am I supposed to figure out how to save the world?
But imagine what'll happen if you don't even try. My name is Kiawentiio.
Loving
and
all
I
this
play Katara.
dialogue.
She's a beginner waterbender, and she will fight to the ends of the earth for the
Wow.
people that she cares about. We do have a duty, and it's to protect Aang.
My name is Ian Ousley, and I will be playing Gran. No, I'm just kidding. I'm playing Sokka. He's given
That's
this
funny.
responsibility by his father to protect his village, and he learns that you don't have to be a warrior to be a hero.
I am Prince Zuko. I'll burn this place to the ground.
Let's go, dude.
My name is Dallas Liu, and I'm playing
Let's
Zuko.
go.
He is on the search for the Avatar.
You're an enemy of the Fire Nation.
He is just trying to
Where's
fight for his
that?
father's attention and his approval. But his uncle, he's the only person that stuck by his side.
My name is Sun-Hyung Lee, and I play Uncle Iroh on the
Oh,
show. He is a very
man.
complex character. He treats Zuko like his son. Have you got a plan?
Gyro.
The plan is to go in and capture the Avatar once and for all.
So no plan.
I'm working on it, Uncle.
Having a predominantly Asian group of people both in front of and behind the camera is significant.
For the longest time as an actor of color, you don't get opportunities to play in these kinds of franchises. You have no
Wow.
idea how important that is and how many more voices people will find because of this.
Here we go. Ready? Rolling.
I hope that fans say this is the live-action adaptation that we've always wanted.
APPA! Yip Yip!
Shooting this show has
Oh,
been
man,
the
I'm
most
getting
memorable
chills.
experience of my life.
It's not the power inside. What matters is the
Dang,
heart.
dude.
It's coming out of a place of love for who these people are that we're playing.
Not a lot
It
of
just
love
felt
coming out of
surreal
you,
getting to
Azula.
work with people who are so passionate about this project and really doing it justice.
Dang, they're using the
didn't
volume. I
make
don't know if you saw that
something
there.
That sort of alluded to it, but only took the title. We made Avatar: The Last Airbender.
The world is on fire. People are dying.
There's a whole new generation of fans waiting
Was
to
that
be
Boomy
introduced to this
talking?
incredible
Who was
world.
talking
I'm
there?
gonna save the world. With my friends. Time to fight.
Oh my gosh. Unreal. Unreal. All right, well, that was absolutely insane. I didn't expect that much new footage, and so let's kind of just go through it. I'm not going to do a full shot-by-shot of this trailer just because it'd probably be like an hour-long video, but I do want to highlight a couple things that I saw just right from the jump. The first thing that I saw was this earthbending, and look at that earthbending. Like, that is so sick. And just seeing that in live action, I know we've seen clips of Boomy fighting Aang, and so we see that earthbending taking place. But seeing this, seeing him dig into the ground really makes you think about Toph in Season 2 and how all that would look if Season 2 got greenlit, obviously. But like, gosh, the future of like metal bending and stuff like that. That is awesome. But I don't know if it was right around here that I ended up just pausing it, but you see all of these different landscapes. Like, you see the Earth Kingdom, you see the Fire Nation, and then we see the Southern Water Tribe, which I highlighted in my last video. Like, just like the grounded look of this is almost too much to take in. Like, it's hard to even like understand what we're seeing here in live action. It's so cool. But then we get a little bit of Ozai speaking, and I really did like this. And he says, "Have I not led us to the brink of bringing the entire world under one rule, our rule?" And the way that he's saying this, how sinister that this already feels. I know we've already had a long conversation about bringing in Ozai and bringing in Azula early, but I truly think a little bit of dialogue is going to go a long way, and it's probably going to be less than some people might be thinking if they're worried about this. I don't think Ozai and Azula are going to dominate the screen time by any means, but I could be wrong. I mean, they might have an entire episode dedicated to them. I really don't know. But just seeing Daniel Dae Kim in this role, all dressed up, speaking as Ozai, this is really impressive. I think they get to it a little bit later in this video, but just talking about the casting and the efforts that went into this thing, but just looking at everybody involved and then thinking about their character in the original series, it's pretty amazing that they were able to put this together and to get this cast. We also see some fire bending, we see a little bit of jet, and then we get a lot of these little behind the scenes cast interviews, and I think that's something that probably a lot of you enjoy as well as myself, because getting to know Ian Ousley, Gordon Cormier, Kiawentiio, all of these kids that are along for this ride, I've compared it in the past to Harry Potter, Stranger Things and stuff, but you do see how much of an impact that this is having on them, but also just the fact that they know these characters through and through, and they really care about these characters. I don't know, I love behind the scenes stuff like this. I'm a massive fan of the behind the scenes, specifically for the Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, the extended cut that has hours and hours and hours of extended footage. I'm just a big fan of getting a glimpse behind the curtain and seeing all the work that goes into this, and Netflix releasing this strategically at this time I think is a very, very smart decision. I'm happy that they did, because we have so much cool footage to explore, but at the same time we get to know this cast a little bit more, so then going into it, it's not just like this fresh, crazy, brand new thing. We actually feel like maybe we exist in this world already. We actually feel like we're a part of this already. But anyway, what else? We have Aang in the Avatar state looking super badass. I also loved hearing from Albert Kim. This is somebody that not a lot of people really know very well. I didn't know at all before I started researching this live action series, but this guy cares a lot about Avatar The Last Airbender, and hearing him talk about it, you can just tell. You can tell the passion in his voice for this specific project, and we see here in a little bit the passion that goes into the entire thing. Like, everybody cares so much. We also get the spoon scene from The Matrix. No, I'm kidding, but that's cool. Like, Aang showing people his airbending skills by levitating like spoons. Oh, I also really like this little scene. There's a little scene where Aang says, "How am I supposed to figure out how to save the world?" And we hear Katara say, "Imagine what'll happen if you don't try." And seeing that chemistry on screen, seeing these little intimate moments, it seems like, at least, and I don't want to jump the gun here, but it seems like this is being done right. Emotion is a very key factor in Avatar The Last Airbender, and so that's something that I'm really looking for specifically within this series, because I'm the type of person that when I watch something, like, I really want to feel something. Oftentimes these days you have these huge productions and there's all this crazy sci-fi and cool stuff going on, and then you leave the movie theater and you're like, I don't even know what I connected to. Like, I don't even know what that was. Sometimes it's easier to vibe with like a rom-com or something like that, because you have an A to B plot point. You have somebody falling in love with somebody, or, you know, a couple different relationships. Like, I feel like the through line of Avatar The Last Airbender is Aang having to save the world, but in in between all of that, there are all of these little plot threads. Him and Katara, Katara and Sokka's relationship, Zuko and Iroh, Zuko and Ozai. There's so many different things going on and layers to this story. And so how they kind of weave that together is really important to me. And seeing small little clips like this, seeing Katara and Aang talk about how serious all of this is and the stakes of all this, and just seeing the emotion here on Gordon's face seems pretty good. But Katara's waterbending looks great. I know we saw that. And then, yeah, Ian Ousley, he has this little joke about Gran, but then just seeing him as Sokka. Does anybody else think that he is the perfect cast as Sokka? I know we haven't seen the entire series yet, but just everything that we've got so far, all of these little clips, the guy seems perfect. Please let me know down in the comments what you think. He seems funny and kind of like clumsy in real life, and that's exactly what I'm looking for in Sokka. And I also, like I said in that clip the other day, I really love the set design of the Southern Water Tribe. Like, look at all of the detail here. Look at everybody's costumes. And then seeing Dallas Liu as Zuko, you know, guys, this just excites me so much. If you're a fan of the original series, you'll understand, because it's like Zuko and Aang, you know, he's a lot of people's favorite character. He's my favorite character besides Momo, obviously. But looking at Dallas's performance here, I think it's easy to be a little bit picky because he doesn't sound exactly like Dante Basco or Rufio, as some of you might know him. I personally know that voice as Zuko. But we have a new Zuko here. We have a live action Zuko here. We have Dallas Liu. And seeing this kid and seeing this performance, seeing the scar in live action a little bit clearer than we have before, it looks great. I can't complain about any of this. And then we get into that relationship stuff between him and Iroh. And this is the first real look at Iroh that we've gotten. And it has me pretty much through the roof. Sun-Hyung Lee as Iroh. And gosh, dude, this guy just looks so perfect. He even tells a bit of a joke here, and it's good to hear that humor. And I know, listening to his voice, maybe he doesn't have quite as raspy "hello Zuko" like that kind of thing, but I think his voice sounds good. It's gonna take me the entire series kind of going through and getting used to him to really have a solid opinion on his performance. But so far, what I've seen, I think he's doing a good job. Like I was saying with Aang and Katara a little bit, it's all gonna really come down to that chemistry and those emotional beats really hitting between these two characters, because Iroh is the only person that's there for Zuko in this moment, in this season, and things get super emotional. So, oh, also, I kind of skipped over this, but where is this? Is that in Omashu? Am I just being dumb? Did Zuko ever show up in Omashu in the first season? Maybe I'm just forgetting that. Let me know that as well in the comments. I don't really know where this could be. I feel like Aang and Zuko meeting in the first season is pretty scarce, but this is a live action season and they're adding a lot of stuff, so they might add quite a few more run-ins between the two within this season. But this whole section of the video is actually something that I read a couple of weeks ago, and it did take me by surprise. I didn't realize that, like, everybody was Asian that was involved with this project. I think that this is so badass. Probably a better way of saying that is, this is important. You know what I mean? You see how worked up Paul gets in this moment. Like, it is very important, and I think props to Albert Kim for sticking true to his vision and not letting anybody interfere with that. Like, that is so cool. But I do want to touch on this quote from Jabbar Hosseini, executive producer and director. He hopes that people are saying that this is the live action adaptation that they've always wanted. And I don't know, guys, like, I don't want to be way over the top or anything, but just hearing him say this, hearing these quotes, seeing this footage, it certainly might be. This seems like a really, really solid adaptation with everything that I've seen so far. Like, I don't have much reason to criticize so far. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Because then after that, we kind of just roll into a lot of this amazing footage. We get a little bit of Azula. She's looking awesome. You see her in her lightning stance. You see a little bit of fun having. I also did mention that you can see the volume being used in this small little scene with Zuko and Sokka. I actually didn't know that they used the volume at all on this, so that's very interesting. I mean, that technology, when used right, we've seen it look phenomenal, and when used wrong, we've seen it look pretty bad. But there's really not much else that I'm seeing that I really wanted to talk about. Just at the end here, Aang says, "Time to fight." You can tell that that's right before the final battle of the first season. So I think that this season is not getting split up in two. I know that there were rumors of that happening. I think the first season is going to cover the entire of the first book of the original series. And so that's really exciting. This video was exciting. I can't believe they released this 4-minute thing. Odds are by the time that I release this video and edit it and get it all together, they're going going to release another like 16-minute thing. I'm going to be like, dang it. But this has done nothing but raise my excitement level. Obviously, we haven't seen the whole season yet, so like I've said before, maybe I'll watch it and it's not going to be quite what I'm expecting, or maybe it's going to continue to blow my expectations out of the water. Obviously, that's what I'm hoping for. I can't wait to see it. The one thing that I've picked up on so far, and I've talked a lot about it in a lot of my videos, is just how much these people care about the original series. Anybody that's out there saying that the people behind this show don't care about the original series, show them this video, because you can literally see the heart, the passion, and the hard work and dedication that these people are putting into this show to bring us a live-action adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Oh man, Flameo Hotman, this is freaking sick. But at this point, I will turn it over to you guys. What did you think about this video and a lot of this behind-the-scenes footage, as well as new footage that was released within it? Is there anything that stuck out to you? Are there any Easter eggs that I might have missed? Please let me know all of that down in the comments. I always love to hear what you guys have to say. Also, subscribe if you're new around here. All Avatar: The Last Airbender fans are welcome here. Make sure to smash that like button. You can follow me on X. I'd love for you to reach out there. I'm at Jones Vibes Only. And don't forget to keep up the good vibes, guys. But we are one day closer to the live-action adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Can I get a yip yip?
Jones Vibes.